Car industry's ugliest secrets just got leaked, and it is nothing short of shocking. The giants that have dominated our roads for decades are now facing a reckoning. It's not just a bump in the road, it's a full-on crash that has both investors and consumers reeling. So what exactly are the secrets? How can they possibly regain the trust of their loyal customers after such a betrayal? And most importantly, what does it mean for you and me? The illusion of perfection. The car industry has long been a symbol of innovation and progress, but behind the shiny exteriors and glossy advertisements lies a darker reality. Picture this: it's late at night and you're scrolling through social media when an ad catches your eye. A shiny car is speeding down an empty highway, its headlights cutting through the darkness. The ad tells you this isn't just a car, it's freedom, power, and innovation. The future is here, the narrator proclaims as the vehicle glides effortlessly across the screen. It's sleek, it's perfect, and it's almost impossible to resist. But here's the truth: that polished image is a lie. The car industry is notorious for hiding its dirtiest secrets behind a facade of luxury and innovation. It's like a shiny diamond with a crack running through the middle, beautiful on the outside, but deeply flawed when you look closer. And the worst part? They've been perfecting this illusion for decades. We've been conditioned to believe that automakers are pioneers of progress. They promise us cutting-edge technology, greener vehicles, and safer roads. But what if I told you that behind closed doors, they've been cutting corners, deceiving regulators, and exploiting workers, all to protect their bottom line? And the more you dig, the uglier it gets. This isn't just about a few bad apples. From emission scandals to cars designed to fail just after the warranty expires, the industry has built its empire on secrecy and manipulation. Today we're pulling back the curtain to reveal the truth they don't want you to know. And to start, let's talk about one of the biggest scandals in automotive history, a scandal that exposed just how far companies are willing to go to protect their profits. The emissions scandal. In 2015, the automotive world was rocked by a scandal so massive it made headlines across the globe. Volkswagen, the German automaker known for its clean diesel vehicles, was exposed for cheating emissions tests in one of the most elaborate frauds in corporate history. But what happened wasn't just a mistake. It was a deliberate, premeditated scheme. Here's how it worked. Volkswagen installed software, known as a defeat device, in millions of their diesel cars. This software could detect when the vehicle was being tested for emissions. During the test, it would activate controls to reduce pollution levels, making the car appear eco-friendly. But as soon as the test was over, the car reverted to its normal mode, emitting pollutants at levels up to 40 times over the legal limit. The fallout was catastrophic. Volkswagen was fined billions of dollars, their executives were dragged into court, and their reputation was left in ruins. But here's the thing: Volkswagen wasn't alone. Investigations revealed that other automakers, including Fiat Chrysler, Daimler, and BMW, were also manipulating emissions data. Some used similar defeat devices, while others exploited loopholes in testing regulations to make their cars appear cleaner than they really were. The result? Millions of vehicles on the road were far dirtier than advertised, pumping harmful pollutants into the air while their owners believed they were driving green. And it wasn't just an environmental disaster, it was a betrayal of trust. People paid a premium for these eco-friendly cars, only to discover they'd been lied to. But the emissions scandal is just the tip of the iceberg. While regulators focused on pollution, automakers were busy perfecting another trick, one designed to hit you where it hurts most: your wallet. Planned obsolescence. Let me ask you this: have you ever noticed how your car seems to start falling apart just a few years after you buy it? The engine starts making strange noises, the electronics glitch out, and suddenly you're spending hundreds, if not thousands, on repairs. It's frustrating, right? Well, it's not just bad luck, it's by design. Welcome to the world of planned obsolescence, the car industry's not-so-secret strategy to keep you coming back for more. The idea is simple: design cars to fail, not immediately, but just soon enough to force you into a cycle of repairs, replacements, and upgrades. It's a strategy that's been around for decades, and it's more common than you think. Take electronics for example. Modern cars are loaded with high-tech features, touchscreens, sensors, and software systems. These features might seem convenient, but they're also a ticking time bomb. Why? Because they're designed to be difficult, if not impossible, to repair without going through the manufacturer. Need to replace a key fob? That'll be a few $100s. Got a cracked touchscreen? Prepare to shell out thousands. Even basic repairs like changing a headlight can require specialized tools and knowledge, locking you into a system that benefits the automaker, not you. And it doesn't stop there. Have you ever noticed that certain parts tend to fail just after the warranty expires? That's no coincidence. Automakers use data and testing to predict the lifespan of key components, ensuring they last just long enough to avoid liability. After that, you're on your own. But here's the real kicker. Planned obsolescence isn't just about money, it's about control. By making repairs difficult and expensive, automakers ensure you keep coming back to them for service, parts, and eventually a new car. It's a system designed to bleed you dry, and it's one of the industry's ugliest secrets. But while planned obsolescence hits your wallet, the next scandal hits something far more important: your safety. Hidden safety compromises. When you buy a car, safety is one of the first things you think about. Automakers love to brag about their crash test ratings, advanced airbag systems, and cutting-edge safety features. But here's the uncomfortable truth: safety often takes a back seat to profits. Let's take a trip back to the 1960s, when Ralph Nader's book Unsafe at Any Speed exposed the shocking reality of automotive safety. Nader revealed that automakers were cutting corners on safety features, even when those features could save lives. Why? Because adding safety features would cost money, and protecting their bottom line was more important than protecting passengers. Fast forward to today, and you'd think the industry would have learned its lesson, but the truth is, safety compromises are still a major issue. Take the Takata airbag scandal for example. Over the past decade, millions of vehicles have been recalled due to defective airbags that could explode during deployment, sending shrapnel flying into the cabin. The worst part, Takata, the company that supplied these airbags, knew about the problem for years but continued to sell them anyway. The result? At least 29 deaths and hundreds of injuries worldwide. And it doesn't stop there. Automakers have been accused of delaying recalls for known safety issues to save money. For example, General Motors came under fire for taking over a decade to recall vehicles with a faulty ignition switch, a defect linked to at least 120 deaths. By the time the recall was issued, it was too late for many of the victims. But safety isn't just about airbags and recalls, it's also about reliability. Modern cars are increasingly reliant on software, which introduces a whole new set of risks. From sudden engine shutdowns to malfunctioning brakes, software glitches can turn your car into a death trap. And while automakers are quick to roll out new features, they're often slow to address the bugs that come with them. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear what's happening in the electric vehicle market. Because while EVs promise a cleaner, safer future, the reality is far more complicated. Consumer reactions. As the shocking revelations about the automotive industry hit the news, the reactions from consumers have been nothing short of explosive. Imagine finding out that the car you've trusted for years has been hiding some very ugly secrets. The betrayal is palpable, and consumers are not taking it lightly. Social media has become a battleground where outraged customers voice their frustrations, sharing their disappointment and experiences with brands that they once regarded as reliable. The uproar is a clear indicator of the shifting tides in consumer loyalty. Many are now questioning their past purchases, wondering if they were misled by flashy marketing and empty promises. The phrase "once bitten, twice shy" rings true here, as buyers are becoming increasingly cautious about where they put their hard-earned money. The very brands that once instilled confidence are now viewed with skepticism, and the fallout from these revelations has left a significant dent in customer trust. This outcry isn't just a fleeting moment in the digital world, it's a substantial shift in public perception. Companies are being called to account, and consumers are demanding transparency. When trust erodes, it takes a long time to rebuild, and the automotive giants will need to tread carefully to win back the hearts of their customers. Impact on stock prices. The ramifications of these leaks extend far beyond consumer sentiment. They are sending shockwaves through the stock market. Investors are reacting swiftly to the news, and stock prices are plummeting faster than anyone could have anticipated. The automotive industry, once seen as a stable investment, is now facing a crisis of confidence, with shares of several major players taking a nosedive. Just look at the numbers. As reports of quality control issues and corporate deception emerge, investors are pulling back. It's like watching a game of musical chairs, where many are left standing as the music stops. Analysts are downgrading forecasts, and the once promising outlook for these companies is now clouded with uncertainty. The panic is palpable as stockholders scramble to assess their positions, fearing further declines. This financial turmoil paints a bleak picture for the automotive industry. Companies that were once the darlings of Wall Wall Street are now facing an uphill battle to regain investor confidence. It's a stark reminder that in the world of business, perception is reality, and the fallout from these leaks could have long-term implications for stock valuations. Legal ramifications. As the truth about the automotive industry comes to light, legal consequences are inevitable. Whistleblowers and watchdog organizations are stepping forward, and lawsuits are beginning to pile up against major automakers. Consumers who feel cheated are banding together, seeking restitution for the deception and safety concerns that have been revealed. These legal battles are more than just courtroom dramas. They represent a broader fight for accountability. The stakes are high, and the automotive giants are facing the prospect of costly settlements and reputational damage. When consumers feel wronged, they often turn to the legal system for recourse, and companies that have built their brands on trust could find themselves in hot water. Moreover, the regulatory landscape is shifting. Governments around the world are cracking down on unethical practices, and automakers could face hefty fines and stricter regulations as a result of these revelations. The legal implications could reshape the industry, forcing companies to rethink their strategies and prioritize transparency and safety in ways they never have before. Corporate accountability. In the aftermath of these scandals, calls for corporate accountability are louder than ever. Consumers are demanding that companies take responsibility for their actions and make meaningful changes to restore trust. This isn't just about damage control, it's about a fundamental shift in how businesses operate in the automotive sector. Some companies are stepping up, pledging to enhance their quality control processes and increase transparency regarding their manufacturing practices. There's a growing recognition that accountability is not just a buzzword, it's a necessity in today's market. As consumers become more informed and empowered, they will hold companies to a higher standard than ever before. The automotive industry is at a crossroads. Companies can either cling to outdated practices or embrace a new approach that prioritizes consumer trust and corporate responsibility. The choice they make will determine their future in an evolving marketplace, and those that fail to adapt may find themselves left behind. Rebuilding trust. In the wake of the automotive industry's shocking revelations, rebuilding trust with consumers is more critical than ever. This task is not merely about issuing apologies or launching marketing campaigns. It requires a fundamental shift in how companies engage with their customers. The ugly secrets that have been leaked have shattered the confidence that consumers once had in their favorite brands. And now, as the dust settles, the question remains, how can these companies restore that trust? First and foremost, companies must take accountability for their actions. Transparency is key. Consumers want to know what went wrong and what steps are being taken to ensure it doesn't happen again. This means opening the books to the public and providing clear, honest communication about manufacturing processes, safety protocols, and quality control measures. Brands should not shy away from discussing their shortcomings. Instead, they should embrace the opportunity to show how they are learning from their mistakes. Engaging with customers on social media and other platforms can also help bridge the gap. Companies that actively listen to consumer feedback and respond to concerns demonstrate that they value their customers' opinions. This two-way communication can foster a sense of community and trust. Initiatives like customer forums, where consumers can voice their concerns and suggestions directly to company representatives, can be invaluable in rebuilding that relationship. Moreover, companies should focus on delivering quality products consistently. This is essential in regaining consumer trust. If consumers see that a brand is committed to producing reliable vehicles that meet safety standards, they are more likely to give that brand a second chance. For instance, investing in rigorous testing and quality assurance processes can go a long way in ensuring that vehicles perform as promised. As consumers become more discerning, brands need to demonstrate their commitment to quality and reliability. This means not only meeting, but exceeding industry standards. Companies that prioritize safety and quality will not only rebuild trust, but will also position themselves as leaders in an increasingly competitive market. Innovation in the industry. In a rapidly changing automotive landscape, innovation is paramount. The revelations that have surfaced about unethical practices and quality issues have prompted a wave of transformation within the industry. Companies must adapt to new consumer expectations, shifting market demands, and the relentless march of technology. If they fail to innovate, they risk being left behind in a world that is moving forward at breakneck speed. Electric vehicles are at the forefront of this innovation wave. The push for sustainability is stronger than ever, and consumers are increasingly looking for eco-friendly options. Automakers that can pivot quickly to meet this demand will not only survive, but thrive. The electric vehicle market is projected to grow exponentially in the coming years, and companies must position themselves to capitalize on this trend. However, simply rolling out electric models isn't enough. Companies must ensure that these vehicles are not only environmentally friendly, but also reliable and affordable. This involves substantial investment in research and development to enhance battery technology, improve charging infrastructure, and increase vehicle range. For example, advancements in solid-state battery technology could significantly improve energy density and charging times, making electric vehicles more appealing to the average consumer. Additionally, innovation should extend beyond just the vehicles themselves. The entire customer experience must be reimagined. From online purchasing options to seamless integration of technology within vehicles, companies should focus on creating a holistic experience that resonates with modern consumers. Features like advanced driver assistance systems, over-the-air updates, and enhanced connectivity options can set brands apart in a crowded marketplace. Collaboration with tech companies can also drive innovation. By partnering with firms specializing in artificial intelligence, data analytics, and software development, automakers can enhance their products and services. This collaborative approach can lead to groundbreaking advancements that redefine what consumers expect from their vehicles. The role of regulations. As the automotive industry grapples with its recent scandals, regulatory bodies are stepping up their oversight. Governments and regulatory agencies are more vigilant than ever, demanding greater transparency and accountability from automakers. This shift in regulatory focus is a direct response to the ugly secrets that have come to light, and it signals a new era for the industry. Stricter regulations regarding emissions, safety standards, and manufacturing practices are likely to become the norm. Automakers will need to adapt quickly to these changes or risk facing hefty fines and legal repercussions. For instance, countries around the world are implementing more stringent emissions targets, and those that fail to comply may find themselves facing severe penalties. However, while these regulations may seem burdensome, they also present an opportunity for companies to enhance their reputations. By proactively embracing compliance and exceeding regulatory requirements, automakers can position themselves as leaders in sustainability and safety. This proactive approach can help rebuild consumer trust and loyalty as customers increasingly prioritize brands that demonstrate a commitment to ethical practices. Moreover, companies that invest in sustainable technologies and practices will be well positioned to thrive in this evolving landscape. The shift towards electric and hybrid vehicles is not just a trend, it's a necessity driven by regulatory pressures. Automakers that prioritize innovation in this area will not only meet compliance standards, but will also capture the growing market of environmentally conscious consumers. As regulations continue to evolve, companies must remain agile and adaptable. This means being prepared to pivot quickly in response to new laws and standards, as well as actively participating in the regulatory process. By engaging with policymakers and advocating for fair regulations, automakers can help shape the future of the industry while ensuring their own success. Consumer empowerment. In this new era of transparency and accountability, consumer empowerment is a crucial theme. Today's consumers are more informed and engaged than ever before. With access to information at their fingertips, they can easily research products, read reviews, and share their experiences on social media. This empowerment means that consumers are no longer passive recipients of marketing messages. They are active participants in shaping brand reputations. As a result, companies must listen to their customers and respond to their needs. Brands that ignore consumer feedback do so at their own peril. Negative reviews can spread like wildfire, and a single misstep can lead to significant reputational damage. Conversely, companies that actively engage with their customers and address concerns can turn potential crises into opportunities for growth. Additionally, consumer preferences are shifting towards brands that prioritize ethical practices. More than ever, buyers want to support companies that align with their values, whether that means prioritizing sustainability, supporting fair labor practices, or ensuring product safety. Brands that can authentically communicate their commitment to these values will resonate with consumers and build lasting loyalty. To harness this empowerment, companies should invest in customer relationship management strategies that facilitate engagement and feedback collection. This could involve creating online communities, hosting forums, or utilizing social media to foster dialogue. By actively involving consumers in the conversation, brands can gain valuable insights while building a sense of community around their products. Furthermore, automakers can leverage consumer empowerment by incorporating user-generated content into their marketing strategies. Highlighting real customer experiences and testimonials can build authenticity and trust. When potential buyers see that others have had positive experiences with a brand, they are more likely to consider making a purchase. Lessons learned. The automotive industry has faced unprecedented challenges in recent years, and the fallout from these ugly secrets serves as a stark reminder of the importance of integrity and transparency. One of the key lessons learned from this tumultuous period is that maintaining consumer trust is paramount. As companies navigate through the wreckage of reputations tarnished by scandal, they must remember that trust is built over time but can be shattered in an instant. The pandemic forced many companies to adapt quickly, highlighting the need for agility in the face of adversity. Automakers that were able to pivot and respond to changing consumer demands emerged stronger, while those that resisted change struggled to keep up. This adaptability will be essential as the industry continues to evolve in response to new technologies and shifting market preferences. Additionally, the importance of ethical practices has never been clearer. Consumers are increasingly demanding accountability from the brands they support, and companies that prioritize ethical behavior will likely fare better in the long run. This means not only adhering to legal regulations, but also going above and beyond to ensure that products are safe, reliable, and environmentally friendly. Moving forward, as the automotive industry looks to the future, it must embrace a forward-thinking mindset. Companies should view the current challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. Embracing innovation, particularly in the realm of electric vehicles, will be crucial for staying relevant in a rapidly changing market. Investments in new technologies, such as improved battery systems and autonomous driving capabilities, will not only enhance product offerings, but also demonstrate a commitment to sustainability. Brands that lead the charge in developing cutting-edge solutions will stand to benefit from increased consumer loyalty and market share. Moreover, companies must engage with consumers transparently throughout this process. By communicating openly about the steps being taken to address past issues and improve product quality, brands can rebuild trust and foster stronger connections with their customers. This transparency should extend to all levels of the organization, from manufacturing practices to corporate governance. A call to action. The time for action is now. The automotive industry stands at a crossroads, and it is imperative that companies take decisive steps to regain consumer trust and secure their futures. This means reevaluating corporate strategies, embracing innovation, and committing to ethical practices. Consumers are more empowered than ever, and they will hold brands accountable for their actions. Companies that fail to adapt to this new reality risk losing their market position to more agile competitors. Brands must prioritize the needs and expectations of their customers, ensuring that their products are not only reliable, but also aligned with consumer values. As the industry transitions into an era of electric vehicles and sustainable practices, the focus must remain on quality, safety, and transparency. By taking these steps, automakers can not only recover from the current fallout, but also thrive in a rapidly evolving landscape. Looking ahead, the automotive industry faces both challenges and opportunities. The shift towards electric vehicles is not merely a trend, it is the future of transportation. Companies that embrace this transition will be well positioned to succeed in the coming years. However, this shift requires significant investment in research and development, as well as a commitment to sustainability. Moreover, the integration of technology into vehicles is set to redefine the driving experience. From advanced safety features to seamless connectivity, consumers will expect more from their vehicles than ever before. Brands that prioritize innovation and user experience will stand out in a crowded marketplace. Ultimately, the future of the automotive industry hinges on its ability to adapt and evolve. By learning from past mistakes and embracing a culture of transparency and accountability, automakers can build a brighter future. One where trust is restored, innovation thrives, and consumers drive the change they want to see.